Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the celebration of Earth Day 2024. Today we are privileged to meet a visionary mind dedicated to exploring innovative solutions to one of the most pressing challenges of our time, the battle between our planet and plastic. As we come together to commemorate Earth Day, it is crucial to acknowledge the profound impact of plastic pollution on our environment, and from the depths of our oceans to the farthest reaches of our landscapes, plastic waste continues to threaten the delicate balance of ecosystems, endanger wildlife and human health. Today we are honored to be joined by Shwetal Shah, who is a visiting faculty to universities for environment, climate change and energy. He has master's degree in environment management and is MTech in energy management. He is pursuing his doctorate in international relations. Presently, he is advisor in the recap for the NDC in the GIZ India. He is a senior specialist in climate change, sustainability and decarbonization. He has more than 15 years of experience in the field of climate policy and governance, electric mobility, renewable energy, climate finance, environment management, energy management, sustainable development and circular economy. As we embark on this journey of exploration and discovery, I have no doubt that Mr. Shah's profound insights and thought-provoking perspective will enrich our collective understanding and inspire us all to reach new heights of excellence. So, Mr. Shah, can you tell us about something about natural-based solution for the sustainable development?
So we are seeing that Earth is passing through many challenges, and as a humankind, the 21st century is known for innovation and development. At the same time, it is also been blamed for the climate change. So as we are progressing in our lifestyle, we are also observing many threats to the nature and the environment. So it is very important for all of us to bring a balance in the natural cycles, so that while we develop, our development become sustainable development, and nature based solutions are the key in bringing balance in the earth cycles, in the atmosphere, in the oceans, in the land, in the hills, in the mountains, in the forests and all the biodiversity which see around us. So nature based solution are, I think, the core to the all kind of solutions that we require as mankind to save Mother Earth and to also progress in our daily lives and for the betterment of the humanity. So as we all know that our father of the nation always told that earth is for everyone, and as a human being we have rights on the natural resources, and similarly all the creatures in the nature have also their own rights to live on this earth, and therefore all our actions and all our lifestyle has to be in accordance, so that we also do not harm to the animals, to the plants and to all the biodiversity which is around us. And we see that whatever technically we progress, or whatever betterment we bring in our lifestyle or our comfort, but at the same time our dependence on the nature and natural resources are not less. We are increasing our dependence on the nature and natural resources, whether it is our daily needs in terms of water, in terms of food, in terms of medicines, and moreover the very basic need of our oxygen is all provided by the nature, and therefore nature based solutions are very important, and we should not forget its importance. And in our daily life, we should also think that where we are consuming so many things, so it is our onus that we also try to bring balance to the natural resources and the trees and the basic things from which we derive all the resources. And therefore we try to explore the restoration of landscape, restoration of nature based ecosystem, and its importance. So as a nation, we know that globally the developed nations and developing nations have different roles and responsibilities in tackling climate change. So when we are talking about the carbon emission and the carbon cycle in the environment, then we should also think of the balancing the carbon emission. So because of the use of fossil fuel, basically in last century we have continuously increased our emission into the atmosphere. So if I talk about India, so before 30 years, so in 1994 whatever emission we had, we have increased almost 150 times, 150 percentage growth in terms of our annual emission, and presently we emit almost 3 billion ton of carbon dioxide equivalent every year into the atmosphere. No doubt the developed nations are and their emission are more. Our per capita emission is still low as compared to the global average, but being one of the most population most populous nation in the world, it is also important for India about its own emission and controlling of this emission. So as I told, today we emit every year 3 billion ton of CO2 equivalent, whereas the western countries had more historic emission, and still they are emitting, so their responsibilities are already there. So we do not deny about their historical responsibility and also responsibility in the present time. Also we see that in developing nations, or what we call global south, country like China is also increasing its emission tremendously. So every nation has their own role to play. But if I talk about India, then particularly our forest has carbon sink, or if I say about in terms of CO2, then our forest is already having a carbon sink equivalent to 27 billion ton of CO2 equivalent, and we have around 24% of our geographical area of our country under tree cover, and our forest resources is around 21% of our total area, which should be ideally 33% as per the global benchmark. In terms of biodiversity, our country is also very blessed, and we have like one of the very rich biodiversity in world, and India comes in top 10 country in terms of biodiversity and richness in terms of the natural resources that we have. If I talk about the number of species, the faunal species are more than floral species, almost double. So if I talk about plant and related species, then we have 47,000 types of species in India, and in terms of animal species it is just double. So we have 91,000 types of animal species in our country, and still there are several species which are yet to be identified taxonomically. So with this richness, it is our utmost duty that we conserve our forest landscapes. We have to restore it, we have to protect it, we have to conserve it, and we have to pass on these natural resources to our next generation that we have borrowed from our earlier generations. And even culturally, if we see, then in India we have a huge focus on the balancing about of the natural resources. We respect it, we celebrate the different kind of natural attributes that we have. We also religiously also respect it a lot. So these are the customs and traditions that we require to protect, and we require to make its relevance more scientific. And in when we talk about the lifestyle, and we see that we are focusing too much on consumerism in our what we call in our improved lifestyle, and we use lot of electricity, we use lot of fossil fuel in our daily need. So we have to become judicious about it, and we try to limit consumption of those resources, and we should divert our needs to such a level so that it has a kind of less harmfulness or balancing in its own. So you mentioned about the NDC. So NDC is basically nationally determined contributions. So every country globally has decided that how much they will contribute to combat climate change. So in India, we have also a target of enhancing carbon sink through forestry and tree cover in tune of 2.5 to 3 billion ton CO2 equivalent by 2030. So this is our national commitment, and we are working in this direction. So basically it talks about enhancing richness of the forest, and also tree cover outside forest, which is also very important, because in state like Gujarat we have only 10% or even less than that area under the forestry, and being a kind of arid semi-arid condition of our climate, our forests are not very dense, but it is a kind of open forest. Therefore the density of trees are not so high in open forest, and therefore importance of trees outside forest is tremendously increases. And therefore to bring balance in terms of the requirement of oxygen and other ecosystem services, we should promote trees outside forest, and agroforestry is one of the key solution, because along with agriculture, wherever we have extra land, we can do plantation of native tree species. So we find many kind of tree varieties even in our climate. So if we do agroforestry, then our because we have almost 50% of our land under agriculture in the state of Gujarat. So if we do agroforestry, then it also helps our farmers for secondary income, because in agroforestry they can go for fruit bearing trees, they can go for tree species which can give timber, fodder, and other byproducts, so
honey
that
and everything.
so that they also get some additional income, and the fringe area of their agriculture field can be converted with the greenery and plantation. So this is a kind of example of nature based solution where we invest less but we get more, not only in terms of monetary gain but also in terms of the ecosystem services that this nature based solution provide to us. We are also a coastal state, so we
Yes.
have 1600-kilometer long coastline in Gujarat, and we know because of climate change we are facing so many coastal related disasters and calamities. We are also facing slow onset events like sea level rise, salinity ingress, and so on. So to tackle all this problem, mangrove is one of the solution, and it is also a kind of nature based solution. So mangrove cover we can enhance in the coastal belt, and Gujarat is one of the state in India where we have a good amount of mangrove. I think West Bengal is in the top, and Gujarat ranks second in terms of the mangrove cover. But the good thing about Gujarat's mangrove is that our mangrove cover is enhancing in in the recent assessment because of the schemes, policies, and the thrust given on the nature based solutions. So mangrove also helps in multiple way, and mangrove is such a species that can grow in very saline condition or in a very harsh environmental condition where other floral diversity cannot grow easily. So this way mangrove is very important part of nature based solution in coastal area. Similarly, desertification is also one of the very important problem in the western part of our country, particularly if we see Rajasthan, Gujarat, Haryana. So all these states are facing the problem of expansion of the desert, and therefore the fertility of the land decreases because of the impact of desertification. So in such situation, the nature based solution and the biotic cover, if we can create on the fringes of the run area, because our desert is a kind of run desert, we call it run. So this fringes of the run area should be covered with the biodiversity and particularly native suitable plant species, so that it helps in controlling the effect of desertification. And such solution are becoming possible, viable, and demonstrable. So we should learn from the success stories, and we should try to implement in the region. And for that, whatever water harvesting are required, we should also promote water harvesting. And those water harvesting done in the monsoon season helps in increasing plants and tree cover in that particular area. So for water harvesting, we do check dams and small pond like structures in this area, and that's how it will conserve the moisture in the soil, and thus it will promote the growth of the plants in that particular area. We also have a very great amount of grassland, and grassland ecosystem has also its own benefits, because we equally have a large number of cattle population in our state, and the cattle is dependent on the fodder which they require, and they can get it from the grassland. Grassland ecosystem also supports many other species like bird species, and we see that in our grasslands and wetlands many migratory birds also come every year, and they also lay their eggs, and they also create their nests, and they stay for some time in the year, and particularly their breeding period is there when they do these activities in particularly winter time here. So after monsoon, when we get the chance of harvesting of water, in the winter season, it's a time of proliferation and their actual results that we can see. So these all landscapes are very important in our region. We are also focusing a lot on Aravalli mountain ranges, which passes through the states like Delhi, Haryana, Rajasthan and Gujarat. So this is one of the oldest mountain range in our country, and its landscape is very important because it protects the rest of the country from the desertification. And for greening this Aravalli landscape, there is also a particular focus. Similarly, we have mountain ranges like Vindhyachal, Satpura, Sahyadri and the Western Ghats. So all these mountain ranges are very ecologically sensitive, and we require to focus their restoration and the ecosystem services that we get from all these watersheds and mountain ranges, because from these mountain ranges our major rivers are coming, and all the water that is retained in these major rivers like Narmada or Tapi river, and in the south the Godavari river, and all these rivers are basically originated from these mountain ranges. So once we try to do ecosystem restoration, and by taking the landscape approach, we can get so many co-benefits apart from carbon sink, which is one of the very key benefits that we get. We are getting so much value addition into the ecosystem from this restoration, and in our need of development, or in our run towards the economical development, sometimes we do not see values of this ecosystem. So this ecosystem has enormous value. In the time of COVID, we saw that one bottle of oxygen was so costly and not available, and that time we can realize the value of very important element, oxygen. But in daily life, all of the creatures are dependent on the oxygen, and we are getting it all from the basically this ecosystem. But generally we do not have any focus on those ecosystem services that we consume on daily basis. On every time, everyone is dependent on these ecosystem services. So we must think of ecosystem values of these services that we get, and we like took it taken for granted kind of thing. So this kind of awareness is required in the young population and in the society, so that their respect is enhanced towards this ecosystem. So not only oxygen, we get so many things, and all our food, fiber need, all our wood need, that we are ultimately getting from this biodiversity. And many medicinal things, medicinal plants and such things are also we derive from the forests. So this is how its importance is there in everyone's life. But in a larger perspective, sometimes we forget to recognize those importance that we get from the nature-based ecosystem, and therefore I think we talk a lot about tree plantation, but what benefits that we are getting from these trees are not completely conveyed to the community and to our children, and so that now it is high time that we focus a lot on nature based solution, and even at household level we can do some small nature based solution. So if I give you example, then we can do plantation in our surrounding area. We can create a small terrace garden in our balconies or in our terraces. We can get some few vegetables, fruits from those trees and plantations, and all these things are possible if we try at household level. And we should create a kind of system so that all our organic waste is getting should get converted into a vermicompost, and we consume those vermicompost in such gardening work. So the problem is also solved, and we also contribute to some nature based solution. So this kind of awareness I think we should spread, and I think this is the purpose that we create such discussion, and we put before the public, so that they also get holistic idea about the entire ecosystem that we have, and we must be proud of such very rich ecosystem heritage that we have. People are also trying to conserve some bird species like nesting of sparrow, and such thing we should promote, so that those small intervention also bring harmony in the balance of the nature. Because in nature, if there are pests and termites, then also solution also exist in the nature. So human beings should try to use less pesticides, less chemical, rather focus more on the such nature based solution. So if we conserve the nature in its own way, then nature has the ability to tackle all these challenges, and they also have the solution to those challenges. But the excessive use of chemical and pesticides really harm not only nature but also human being, because we see that many pesticides have carcinogens in it, and we see that cancers and other disease are originate from those use of excessive pesticides and things like that. So there are several nature based solution even for those problems. So we should try to learn those solution, and we should practice those solution that will help mankind in also finding solutions. So I think the purpose is to understand the different services of the nature, and understanding different elements which exist in the nature, and their values, how we can restore them, how we can promote them, and we know that in around our societies we have many plant species, and there is always a potential of planting more trees. So we should focus on it. That will also help us in bringing more rain, that will help in doing better in terms of our air quality.
Yes.
It will also help us in reducing the heat stress during the summer season,
Even pollution.
and of course the pollution. So this is how I think we should focus on nature based solution more than doing other solution. So the message today is that to save Mother Earth we should focus more on the nature-based solutions.
Yes, let's pledge for that, all of us, to use the sustainable and natural resources for this. And I have one question for you, please. Do you think this working, you have a vast experience with Gujarat government for this climate change and everything, right? So I wanted to ask you, does this canals, Narmada canal, has been very important for taking to overcome the challenges for this biodiversity in Gujarat?
Yes, because we have been able to conserve the water that used to go away into the ocean, the fresh water from river Narmada. So that Narmada river, which originates in Amarkantak in Madhya Pradesh and flows through Gujarat. So from that water, which is stored in the Narmada dam, it passes through the canal network, which is spread in hundreds of kilometers.
Yes.
And we have been able to fulfill the need of water to drinking water to many cities, and also irrigation water in the farmland, and that has also helped in securing the groundwater. Because earlier people used to extract groundwater in a large quantity. So this is how this project has created a microclimate in and around where a canal is there, and canal is a perennial ecosystem. So definitely it rejuvenates the area nearby and create a microclimate which enhances the biotic environment.
Yes, surely. Thank you so much, Mr. Shah. In closing, I extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest, Mr. Shwetal Shah, for his invaluable contributions, and to all of you for joining us in this important conversation. May today's discussion serve as a catalyst for action, emboldening us to redouble our efforts in defense of our planet and future generations to come. Thank you all, and let us proceed with hope, determination, and a shared commitment to planet versus plastic. Thank you.
Thank you.